it's Angie Atkinson. I'm a certified life coach and author and a survivor of narcissistic abuse in relationships. Today, at queenbeing.com, I'm going to share with you 103 things that you no longer have to deal with when you go no contact with a narcissist. Let's get started. Like I said, my name is Angie Atkinson. I'm a certified life coach and an author and a survivor. Um, if you are looking for resources for narcissistic abuse recovery, you can visit queenbeing.com. That's my website. Tons and tons of freebies there. You can also visit booksangiewrote.com, which you'll find about 20 books I've written, many of which are on this topic or on a topic near this. And narcissismsupportcoach.com if you're looking for personalized narcissistic abuse recovery coaching, as well as a free 5-day email course right on the front page that is specifically geared at narcissistic abuse survivors. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So, going no contact can feel like a last resort, and you might feel miserable at first, but in the end, it'll be worth the trouble. Um, Trust me when I tell you that it feels like you've had a huge ton of bricks lifted from your chest and or shoulders when you finally do get the courage to stop contacting, interacting, and dealing with the narcissist. So it's never easy to go no contact. We all know it, even if it's not your choice. Uh, the fact is that it feels like a combination of rejection and failure mixed with confusing feelings of regret and maybe even guilt, especially when you're dealing with a family member or even a long-term like spouse or friend or coworker. Um, yeah, and that's partly because of the fact that narcissists have a drug-like effect on us. Okay, so we crave their approval and their love. It's like the proverbial carrot on a stick, though. We might never actually reach it, but they dangle it in front of us like we might, and we're perpetually chasing it as a result. One way to help yourself get through the tough times is to focus on what's good about the situation in that moment. This works from literally everything in your life. If you're having a hard time, focus on what's good instead of what's bad. So let's do that, shall we? In that spirit, I've put together this list of things that you'll no longer need to deal with once you've gone no contact with a narcissist. So if you're struggling with your decision today, I'd like you to consider the following. When you go no contact, you no longer have to deal with gaslighting and manipulation, being treated like you're stupid, crazy, or not good enough, giving up your time and energy for someone who doesn't deserve it, babying and coddling the narcissist, harassing phone calls, text messages, and conversations, passive aggressive Facebook posts, humiliation and degradation. I cannot speak today. I'm so sorry. Ruined weekends, holidays, and birthdays. Being isolated and not allowed to have real friends. Having no control of your money. Being financially abused. Not worrying if the rent or grocery money gets spent. Not wanting to get out of bed in the morning. The sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach when you hear the carpool in the garage at night. Being yelled at for looking the wrong way. Being treated like your thoughts and your feelings aren't legitimate. Sending or giving cards and gifts on birthdays and holidays that will never be considered good enough for the narcissist. Narcissistic limbo, having to wait for the narcissist to commit before you can RSVP to a party or an event, and missing out on the parties and events you do want to attend, and having no one to make you feel awful while you do. Being held responsible for things you can't control, such as other people's behavior, and being punished when things don't go the narcissist's way. Having to keep your kids or pets quiet in order to keep the narcissist happy. Feeling like you're wasting your life. Being dissociated and suffering from the worst symptoms of narcissistic abuse-induced PTSD. Missing out when your friends have a girls' night out or a guys' night out. Narcissistic altruism, when a narcissist is generous but expects you to perform in order to get the generosity met, and if you don't, making you feel bad about it. Not being heard. Narcissists never really listen, so They're just waiting until you're done talking so they can say what they really want to say. Your entire life being all about someone else. Everything always being your fault. Always being wrong, even when you're not. Never being a priority. Having other relationships destroyed. Never being treated with love, respect, or empathy. The narcissist's deep and erroneous sense of self entitlement. Having to tell the narcissist how amazing he is every day or risk the wrath of his ego. Having to put the narcissist's needs before yours and your kids. Extreme aggression mixed with passive aggression. The narcissist's inability to handle any criticism at all. Having to say I'm sorry when you don't mean it and he doesn't deserve it. Excuse that typo. Just to keep the peace. Having to make excuses for him all the time. Having to explain why you didn't show up for an important event. The devalue and discarded phases. The repeating cycles of abuse of roller coaster proportion. Did I already say that? Repeating cycles. Yeah. Having huge arguments over tiny things. Being disregarded when you have a legitimate concern. Having all of your happy moments and successes ruined by the narcissist. Accepting less than you deserve. Feeling alone in a crowded room. The tiny betrayals that the narcissist puts you through every single day. And the bigger betrayals. Doing things you would have once thought unthinkable to get the narcissist to stay happy. That look that you get out in public, which means you screwed up. The one that means you'll be getting it when you get home. Getting in trouble like a bad kid. Feeling like your life is beyond your control. Apathy and the daily struggle to maintain and find meaning in your life. Forgetting who you are. Literally feeling like everyone else is better than you, at least as far as the narcissist is concerned. Not enjoying your food because your stomach always hurts. Living under the narcissist's iron fist. Feeling guilty for not living up to the narcissist's ridiculous expectations. Wondering if you really are the problem. Trying to fix an unfixable person. Being responsible for the narcissist's emotions. Pretending to like stuff you don't just to keep the narcissist happy. Having to beg the narcissist to do basic things like babysit his own child so you can go to work. Trying to protect other people in your life from the narcissist's rages. Interacting with someone who believes they are above the rules. Saying, please don't be mad. Flying monkeys. Triangulation. Being part of a narcissistic harem. Feeling guilty when you do literally anything for yourself and even for your kids. Having to sneak around to take care of your kids' material needs, for example. If you need to buy your kid a new pair of shoes, but the narcissist refuses to let you spend the money because he needs beer for the weekend. Cheating and or inappropriate friendships with the opposite sex. Constantly being compared to other people. Being expected to give 100% and get nothing back. Double standards. Having to go along with the narcissist's lies to save face, yours or his. Love bombing, hoovering, and the related forms of manipulation. You know that roller coaster we talked about? Yep. Being treated like an object or a possession. The narcissist's grandiosity. The dual personalities thing. You know, one personality at home, another one in public. Being exploited when it suits the narcissist. Being the subject of envy and being hated for it. Watching the narcissist be sweet to someone else when he's been an ass to you. Watching your kids' hearts break when he fails them yet again. Trying to hold it together when he breaks your heart yet again. Having your fears and your insecurities used against you. Having to rescue the narcissist. Having yourself placed in various types of danger in order to be rescued by the narcissist when he feels like being a hero. Having the narcissist talk about you behind your back and break your confidence. Being told that you're lazy, boring, or otherwise unsavory. Being taken for granted. Being put down all the time so the narcissist can build himself up. Always walking on eggshells. Cognitive distortion. When the narcissist believes his own lies and gets mad if you don't. Being forced to do everything the narcissist wants when it comes to your look, your hair color, your style, your clothing, everything. The weird sex stuff. Being publicly confronted and humiliated when the narcissist feels you've wronged him. Having to defend yourself after the narcissist tells everyone how crazy you are, and then realizing it's pointless because crazy people always say they're not crazy. You feel me? Yep. Being told what you witnessed and heard isn't real. For example, if you tell the narcissist that you just saw a cloud float by, he might say, "No, you didn't." If you told the narcissist, if the narcissist said to you, "You're mean, you're horrible, and I don't like you," and then you said to him, "You just told me that I'm mean and I'm horrible and you don't like me," he would say, "No, I didn't." That's what I'm talking about. Having all of your boundaries crossed relentlessly, excessively, and repeatedly. Nobody likes that. Being undermined. Having constant criticism of the destructive variety directed at you. And finally, narcissistic injury. That's my list. What do you think? What would you add to it? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comment section below. Let's discuss it. That's all I've got for today. Again, my name is Angie Atkinson. I'm a certified life coach, an author, and a survivor. If you are looking for assistance with getting through narcissistic abuse recovery, please visit queenbeing.com and you will find tons and tons of free help for you. You could also join my private online support group for victims and survivors of narcissistic abuse recovery. You can find that on Facebook under SPAN, SPAN, which stands for support, support for people affected by narcissistic abuse in relationships. You can also find that by going to queenbeing.com or narcissismsupportcoach.com and clicking on the free online support group tab or the SPAN tab. You can get my books at booksangieWrote.com, and you can get my Udemy courses at udemy.com. Don't forget, if you visit narcissismsupportcoach.com, there is a free 5-day email course for you there that will really change your life in just a few minutes a day. All right, and it's only 5 days long, and it's totally free. So hit it up if you want. All right, other than that, I'll see you next time. Thanks, and have a great weekend.